Rainier Avenue Radio World.
The beat of the Fox with nastiness is back on K-Fox Night Beat.
Yo, what's the deal? It's the legendary Hall of Fame DJ Mixmaster Ice from UTFO.
What's up? Who you thought this is? This is Sir Mix-a-Lot.
And this is Terry Lewis.
And I'm Grand Mixer GMS.
What's up, y'all? This is DJ Third Degree.
This is JJ Hudson from the High Children family.
Sunday nights from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's K-Fox Night Beat with DJ Nastiness.
Bringing back the memories.
Bringing back the memories.
Bringing Seattle's hottest music.
Bringing Seattle's hottest music. Rainier Avenue Radio .world.
That's my noise. Peace.
Ở Washington, hầu hết chúng ta đều đồng ý rằng con đường dẫn đến sự an toàn nhất là khi chúng ta đặt điện thoại ra khỏi tầm tay. Nhưng điều đó không dễ làm, vì vậy hãy lan truyền thông điệp và làm gương. Trước khi bạn lên đường, đặt điện thoại của bạn vào hộp đựng găng tay, cài đặt nó với không làm phiền. Yêu cầu bạn bè và gia đình của bạn cũng làm như vậy. Bởi vì khi tất cả chúng ta đều làm phần việc của mình, sẽ tạo ra con đường an toàn hơn cho tất cả mọi người. Chúng ta hãy cùng nhau đến đó. Một thông điệp từ Ủy ban An toàn Giao thông Washington.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world is your 24/7 digital media hub. Tune in at Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and TuneIn apps.
Welcome to Rainier Avenue Radio. This is Afternoons with Monique, recording live in Seattle, Washington, every Thursday at 1 p.m.
Good afternoon, Seattle. This is Monique Lee from the Afternoons with Monique show, and you are on Rainier Avenue Radio. It is the last day of the month, end of the quarter, and the end of Women's History Month. And I have the pleasure of inviting a friend, a community influencer and leader, a woman a mother, an author. She is a former news reporter and anchor. She is an author of the book, It Takes Moxie, Off the Boat, Out of School to Make It Your Way. In America, It Takes Moxie. And she will be on our show talking about her current project, what she's working on, her thoughts. She'll share with us our perspective. Please help me welcome to Afternoons with Monique, Miss Maureen Francisco.
Hi, Monique. It's so good to be here. There's sunshine. Can you believe that? There's sunshine here in Washington.
Yeah, look behind me. It's kind of make me look kind of dark here. So you were last on my show. You were the inaugural show, #1 episode on Afternoons with Monique. So welcome back.
Well, again, I am just honored to talk to you. I love talking to you because we're just going to speak from the heart and talk about so many different topics.
Well, and you're an entrepreneur. You are an Asian American. I would consider you a leader of the community because of the segment that you cover. There's nobody like you. I mean, Miss Washington, USA is one of the best, the most premier, the most talked about, prestigious pageant, and you are the co-producer of the show. So, I am honored to have you as a friend and a guest on my show. I always enjoy talking to you as well.
Yes, and we just wrapped up pageant season. We just wrapped up last month, and we're gearing up for the 2023 pageant season starting in September. So it never stops. And then we also have the upcoming Global Beauty Awards, which will be in our 5th year. We are going to go big. We're going to have a DJ party. We're going to have an artist who's going to be drawing photos of people. I just booked a violinist at a private dinner on Saturday. And we have some amazing speakers at the Thrive Mastermind event hosted by Tori Cruz. We have a woman by the name of Denise White. She's a former Miss Oregon USA who sold her story rights to Jennifer Aniston. And she's going to disclose which media company is going to be airing her show. We also have two makeup CEOs. We have the CEO and founder of YBF, which is Your Best Friend Makeup. And the other one is Tori Bell Cosmetics. The CEO is Laura Hunter. And Laura was a former Miss Washington USA contestant. So again, we have just a jam-packed two-day event, and that's going to be taking place on May 28th and 29th at the Hyatt Regency in Bellevue.
Oh, right here in town. Am I invited?
Yes, anybody can come. It's going to be a great event. We have people flying from all over the country. It's the award show that really celebrates the pageant community at the international level. And I think with the pageant community, sometimes there are unsung heroes who work so tirelessly, but they don't get recognized. This is the weekend we're actually going to put the spotlight on them. That might be pageant parents, pageant volunteers, maybe it's pageant significant others with the Mrs. Pageant system. It might be the nonprofits. So again, it's going to be a weekend of celebration.
How wonderful. Ever since I got to know the pageant world, which is recent, I only watch the show occasionally on TV, and mainly I'm not the pageant watching type. This is like I see my cousin, my friends watching it, so I'll join in. But recently, within the last couple of years, I've got to know it a little bit more, and it's absolutely fascinating and exciting to learn how much the contestants have to go through to basically become the person that you see on stage. The progress, the journey they travel is amazing for me to learn about this. So, I previously, I'll share with you, I look at pageants and beauty contests as kind of foo-foo, I see myself as a feminist, and I support intellectual development and growth in academia and, advance in career. Beauty is something that you're given, you don't have to work on. So a contest about looks is just something that it's just not my cup of tea, for many years growing up. And, I piggyback on other people just peeking, okay, well, that's nice, right? But now I've gotten to know you, and I've gotten to know the world that you operate in, and it's absolutely fascinating. And I see feminism in your world a little bit differently. I see empowerment. I don't see it as weakening the fabric for women and advancement. So, it is very enlightening, but, I'm just an observer of your world. Let me hear you, how you have seen the pageantry community progress and evolve over the course of the, years that you have worked in it.
So I've been a part of Pageants Northwest now for 10 years. And I remember when I first started, I didn't see that much diversity. And now I'm seeing most diversity I've ever seen within the pageant. Not just ethnic diversity. We had our first Down syndrome contestant last year. We've had our first wheelchair contestant just a few years ago. So it's really nice to see how inclusive this pageant system. And you're right, the average person who don't know about pageants, all they see is the outer appearance, but it is so much more than that. It is about working on your confidence daily. And sometimes people take that for granted about working on your confidence daily. They think there's a magic pill that you take and then one day you're confident, or you reach a certain career status, or you do a certain milestone, you have that confidence for the rest of your life. No, confidence is something you work on every single day. And also one of the things that we hope with our Pageants Northwest community is that we tell our contestants, you've got to find the joy in life. Without joy, life is really dark. So you've got to really find joy, purpose every single day, and that is how you work on that confidence.
Yeah, I understand how hard it is because, when I first, so I was trying to learn the guitar for the first time, seriously. And I thought, people singing on stage and strumming at the same time, lots of people do it. Well, until I tried it, it was so hard. And then I watched my daughter participated in the pageant. I thought, just look good, go up there, walk, wave, display some talents. And no, there's so much more in terms of growth and development that I've seen she had to pick up on. It's a journey, but it's also a struggle to learn and evolve. So I see it as empowering. I did see that her grow up, and feel like she's grown up so much since she became a contestant on the Miss Washington Teen USA here. So
semifinals, and when you look at side pictures of Kira, her growth is incredible. I mean, you see that confidence. When you see a photo of people, you can actually see that confidence radiating out. And I definitely saw that with Tara. Her stage performance was so much better. I mean, just overall, and again, it's just a growth and journey. And I have a feeling one of these days, when she gets older, we're going to see her back in the Miss division. And again, I'm going to even see that much more tremendous growth.
Yeah, I think she's going to show up again. I told her, you can take a couple of years, regroup, learn, watch, and, once you get in there, blow everyone's socks off and surprise them, So tell me, what do you think, you have a son, I think probably 7 now? 6.5, 7. And that's your only child, right?
Yes, he is 7 years old. And Monique, he keeps me so busy. For example, we go to jiu-jitsu 4 times a week. He has his Korean class, his piano class, his gymnastic, and soon he's going to be taking Spanish. Plus, he is homeschooled, so he's definitely keeps us busy. But this is my favorite season so far in life. I really just love watching his growth, and I love watching how he sees the world through his eyes. When you're around kids, they giggle so much, right? Like when they giggle, it brings you so much joy, and it lets you really understand what's really important in life. Like you don't really have much time. And that's what I really want to talk about today, is about time, because it goes by so fast. And sorry about, I'm in and out. About time, like there is the one speaker that I heard, his name is Jesse Zittler. He is married to Sarah Blakely, who's a founder of Spanx. He said that the average life expectancy is around mid-70s, late 70s. And when you think about that, you're like, wow, that's only 20 years or 30 years for some people. That's not a lot of time. And you've got to really seize each day. Right now, I have my dad, I'm going to have some tough conversations with him tomorrow because about his health and about what he wants his life to look like a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It's a conversation nobody wants to have, but the reality is you have to have that type of conversation. And it makes me just realize how precious time is, because honestly, I didn't think I would be having this conversation so soon. And I'm like, wow, where did the time go? And I noticed my relationship with him has gotten stronger and tighter, is because the inevitable one day will happen. And it makes me think, gosh, if we treat everybody as if though this might be their last day, how much more kinder we would be, how much more of an impact we want to leave, and just how much more we're going to be present with that time. Like really, really sinking in and being present.
I know that you have a lot of siblings also, right?
I have one other sibling, but mostly just keeping busy with the pageants. And again, the pageants keep me busy. The award show keeps me busy, as well as this new phase in my life is something that I've been working on, but now I'm doing it full time. And that is pitching non-scripted shows. And I'll come back on your radio show to be able to tell you what that show is and which network picked it up. So I'm going to give you a little teaser just there. A network picked it up, and I'll tell you more.
You're talented. I mean, I know you wrote a book. I was thinking, I would love to learn how to write a script, but I haven't taken any class. Sound like you're ahead in that regard. You have a script that you're shopping or looking at different station or channels, producers to make a movie or some kind of a show. Is that what you're doing?
Yes, it's a non-scripted show. It's a reality show. And what I do is when I do non-scripted shows or reality shows, I look for very interesting personalities and interesting stories. So this one is very, very interesting. And I feel like a lot of people will be tuning in.
Oh, and is it going to base right here in the Northwest?
No, it's not based in the Northwest. I can tell you it's about a very unique family situation, and it has made the headlines in the Times. But that's all that I'm allowed to say. But again, but I will definitely come back and tell you more. And that's what I love. I love the fact that I am in a season where each day is always different. I'm in a season of being present with my son, taking him to his different events. I love mentoring the different women in the pageant community. Just yesterday, I moderated an event about career changes, and one of the guest speakers was our former Miss Washington USA and a former choreographer of Pageants Northwest. It was really great, reconnecting, reminiscing, and now I'm full on with the award show. So each day is never ever boring.
Well, I've seen you on stage at the pageant, and you were so poised, and you look so good up there. You articulate your words. I'm like, I need to articulate myself. Like my speech needs to be as good as Maureen. And I watched a clip that you shared about way back when you were a news reporter. You were already speaking very clearly to the camera. I mean, were you always so articulated like that?
No. So Monique, by the way, you speak very well. When I first came here to America, I could barely speak a word of English. And I didn't like that feeling of not being able to express myself. So when I came home after school, I'd actually watch the news, or I would watch Oprah, and I would just practice speaking those very same words out loud. And it planted a seed in my mind and heart about being a storyteller and to actually do it for a living. And I was really blessed with the opportunity. I did it for 5 years. I worked from Yakima, Washington to Savannah, Georgia, to Flint, Michigan, and back to Seattle. So it was a really great season of my life. Here's what that business taught me, the news journalism business, especially with TV broadcast news. When you are assigned a time slot to fill on the news and it's live, you better find that story because everybody's counting on you to fill that time slot. Otherwise, you're going to get a black spot. So every day it forces you to hustle, meet deadlines, and you have to deliver. I mean, every single day. And because it was such limited staff in some of these smaller news market, if you didn't have a story, you didn't have a newscast. So it really forced you to hustle, be resourceful. And I'm very grateful for that time that I had because it taught me how to multitask. And that's what I do now. I mean, I multitask all the different projects.
So, you go after your dreams in ways that, women like me, I want to do the same thing. We have goals, we have dreams. So what's next? I mean, you've done the pageants, you wrote a book. You're going to have an unscripted show coming up, which I can't wait to hear more about. So, what's life going to be at, I think you're in your 40s now, what's ahead?
What's ahead? I want to somehow create more time with my family while still doing all the things I love. I want to spend more time with them. I'm in a season right now where I really, really just want to spend more memorable quality time. I work a lot, and now with my father, aging, it just makes me realize there's only so much window that you have, and have I spent the time with my family? Because it goes by so fast. So really my goal is, and by the way, every day when I wake up, I say 2 prayers. One prayer is, God, please give me wisdom, because with wisdom, it really allows you not to only see what's happening now, but also take a look at the bigger picture. And I always pray for my health, because if I'm not healthy, I can't be the very best and help everybody else. And a lot of people are counting on me, whether it's the pageant community, the non-scripted shows, or being a mother and daughter. So those are my 2 prayers that I say. So in this next season of my life, I would love to spend just more time with my family and watching my son, do even more amazing things. And that means either delegating things or removing certain things off my plate. Like, for example, we have been overseeing 4 state pageant qualifiers to Miss USA for 20 some years of those 4 states, on and off. Some states, we started with 1 state, then 2, then 3, then 4. And we're so busy right now that we have to remove one of the states, and that's Montana. We're going to hand it over to our former Miss Oregon USA, who is our choreographer for our pageants. That's Katarina Villegas. She's going to be taking over the Miss Montana USA pageant starting in September. So that's an example that I'm sharing with you, as I want to carve out more time with the family and do the projects I really love. At the same time, I have to learn how to remove something. And that's been really hard for me, but I'm learning not to make my plate so full, because it's not good for my health.
Right. Balance.
Yeah.
So you're down to 3 shows. This is a curiosity that I have. One is, actually I have 2 curiosity. One is, how do girls and women find your show? Do you advertise? How do they know about your pageant to find? I mean, I know you do that, so that's how Tara knew about it. But outside of that, how do they find you?
So they may have seen the national telecast, which is televised on television, the FYI channel, or the international telecast, which is Miss Universe. And we are the qualifiers to go to nationals, to state, then nationals, then international. They might have found us on television or on YouTube or Instagram or word of mouth. This pageant people hear about through word of mouth, and our goal is to really provide a great experience. And what we've learned, we are doing that because we have a 50% return rate of contestants coming back. Some age out, some move, some get married, but the ones that are eligible, 50% of them. That's pretty amazing.
Right. The second curiosity I have is, so I did a little research onto the Miss USA and read up on Wikipedia, and I saw the chart of Washington State, and Washington State pageant, we have not made it into the finalist or the top spot for some years. When you watch these pageants, what do you think what are we missing? Or is there something that most states, the girls, the ladies are not getting it? Or why is it that we haven't had the top spot for some time?
So I want to tell you the Northwest is actually not a pageant state. And when I say that, most women compete in our pageant. I would say in their 20s. In the southern part of our country, these young women start at 2, at 3, at 4. So if you start developing certain skills at such a young age, by the time that you get to the teen level or in the miss level, you have certain skills. It's like somebody who starts golf at a much younger age or tennis versus somebody starting at 20s or 30s. You develop certain skill sets that will be to your advantage. So that could be one reason. And another reason, I mean, it is competitive. There are 51 amazing women. They are the cream of the top, right? Like they are right. That's the phrase I was trying to think of. I was going, what was that phrase? But they're right there that when you look to your left, when you look to the right, they're all accomplished. So at that point, it's really anyone's game. So you can't be discouraged if you didn't win. It's because it wasn't your time at that moment. But it doesn't mean you're not going to do amazing things. In fact, one of our Miss Washington USA, Jamie Kern-Lima, she became our very first producer of our pageant, our very first MC. She did not make the semifinals, but she ended up becoming L'Oreal's first female CEO. She sold her company to L'Oreal, It Cosmetics, for $1.2 billion. And now she has this amazing book called Believe It, which became a New York Times bestseller, #1 on Amazon. And all the proceeds go to help feed America. So I tell the women, it doesn't matter if you don't place or if you don't win, you're still going to do incredible things in this world.
Just having that platform, practicing public speaking, being in front of people, and being owning your authentic self. I can see how that play into building qualities for a leader. Public speaking was not easy for most people, and all the contestants have to speak in front of a crowd for the first time, second time, and whatnot. They have to practice and work on it. So this is great. We have about 1 minute left to wrap this up. You mentioned about the importance of finding the right partner, which hit my heart because I'm the love broker, and finding love and finding the right partner is what it's all about for my business. So what are your thoughts on that?
It's really important to find the right partner so you don't make mistakes or the relationship isn't good. One of the things I learned is you cannot expect your partner to find you your happiness. You have to be happy yourself, and you have to bring your very best self to the relationship. And your partner also has to do the same thing, because as the relationship goes through a very long journey, sometimes I'm going to be taking the wheel, and sometimes my partner will be the one driving. So we have to take turns, but we have to be both very strong for each other and really understand the big vision. And the big vision is about family.
Absolutely. Well, that is our show. Thank you so much, Maureen Francisco, for coming on Afternoons with Monique and sharing with us what you're up to on Northwest Productions and Northwest Pageant Northwest. Can't wait to have you back and sharing with us about your new unscripted show coming up next. Next week, we will have Washington State Supreme Court Justice G. Helen Whitener on, and she is running for re-election. She is currently on the Supreme Court, but it's an election coming up that she hoped to retain her seat. So we will have her on. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. See you next week. Thank you, Maureen.
Bye.
Bye.